There comes a time in every man's life when he realizes that love alone isn't enough, especially when it's not respected. You can give her your loyalty, your time, your protection, your patience, and still watch her walk away as if none of it mattered. But one day, she will remember. She will remember the way you cared, the way you stood by her when no one else did, and how your presence made her feel safe. That's the moment regret begins to burn quietly in her soul. This video isn't about revenge, it's about awakening. The moment a man understands that his value was never in being chosen. It was in what he offered when no one else could. Welcome to Stoic Golden Tribe. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button like this video, share it with another brother, and drop a comment below to let me know you're part of the tribe. And if you want access to exclusive content made only for men who are ready to rise higher, join our channel membership through the link in the description. Now let's talk about what really happens when a woman loses the man who truly loved her, and why she'll never find that love again. Chapter 1. The man who loved her when no one else would. Every woman, at some point in her life, meets a man who loves her differently. Not because she's perfect, not because she fits some fantasy, but because he sees something in her that no one else does. He looks beyond her flaws, her fears, and her broken past. He doesn't try to fix her. He simply stands beside her, believing in her potential, even when she can't see it herself. That's the man she often takes for granted, because when love feels too consistent, too loyal, too patient, the mind starts to mistake peace for boredom. She confuses effort with weakness, and your kindness becomes something she feels entitled to. So she tests you, she pushes boundaries, she ignores your messages, makes you wait, becomes distant, just to see how far your heart will stretch before it breaks. But you stayed even when she didn't deserve your presence. You defended her name when others spoke against her. You sacrificed your comfort to make her feel secure. You gave her love that wasn't half-hearted, love that came from a place of sincerity, maturity, and devotion. And when she walked away, you questioned yourself, not because you were weak, but because your heart was real. You replayed every memory, every text, every moment, wondering what you did wrong, when in truth, your only mistake was giving your best to someone who hadn't yet learned how to value it. But here's the part she never saw coming. The love you gave her was rare, and rare things are never replaced. They're only realized after they're gone. Because while she's chasing new faces, trying to fill the void you once filled effortlessly, she'll notice something missing. The calmness, the security, the sense of home that only you brought. And that's when regret begins to knock. Regret doesn't scream, it whispers. It shows up late at night when she scrolls through old pictures, when she hears your name in conversation, or when life humbles her enough to remember the kind of man you were. That's when she finally understands. You were the man she prayed for, but didn't recognize when you arrived. So, brother, don't waste your energy trying to make her see what she lost. Let time do that for you, because time always reveals the truth. And the truth is, a woman never forgets the man who truly loved her. Drop your thoughts below. Have you ever been the man who gave everything, only to be taken for granted? Chapter 2. The silence that speaks louder than words. When a man finally walks away, it's not because he stopped loving her. It's because he got tired of trying to show her what love truly meant. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens quietly, gradually, like the sound of footsteps fading in a long hallway. You don't even realize you're walking away until one day you look back and there's nothing left to return to. At first, she doesn't notice your silence. She mistakes it for patience. She thinks, he'll come back. He always does. Because that's what you used to do. Forgive her, chase her, remind her of your love, even when she gave you every reason to give up. But this time, something shifted. You didn't argue, you didn't beg, you didn't send another message trying to fix what she kept breaking. You simply disappeared, not in anger, but in peace. And that silence, it's powerful. It's the kind of silence that unsettles the mind because it carries weight. The weight of everything you never said, everything she never appreciated, and everything she took for granted. At first, she feels strong. She thinks your absence means you've moved on too quickly, or that you're pretending. But as days turn into weeks and weeks into months, she starts to feel something she didn't expect. Emptiness. Because she's no longer being chased, no longer being checked on, no longer being treated like the center of someone's world. That's when the silence begins to haunt her. Every notification that isn't from you, every moment she scrolls past your old photos, every night she remembers the sound of your voice, it all becomes a reminder of what she lost, because now she's realizing something important. You were never dependent on her. She was dependent on the feeling your love gave her. Your consistency gave her peace. Your effort gave her worth. Your presence gave her identity. And now, without it, she's forced to face the version of herself that existed before you, the insecure, uncertain, unhealed woman she tried to hide behind your love. Meanwhile, you've started to evolve. You've taken that same love and redirected it towards something greater, yourself. You're building your body, sharpening your mind, and guarding your soul. You've replaced late-night overthinking with discipline. You've replaced begging for love with building your legacy. You've turned your heartbreak into hunger. And that's what terrifies her the most. Not that you've moved on, but that you've become the man she always wished you would be, just without her. Now she sees the difference between your attention and other men's attention. Theirs is temporary. Yours was sacred. Theirs was built on desire. Yours was built on devotion. And deep down, she knows she will never experience that again. So she replays old memories, hoping to find you in someone new, but all she finds are fragments, none of them whole enough to replace the man who once gave her everything. That's why silence is powerful, because when a man chooses silence, he's no longer trying to convince anyone of his value. He's already become the proof. And when you finally meet her eyes again, maybe by chance, maybe years later, your peace will say everything your words once tried to explain. She'll smile, maybe even say, "You've changed." But what she really means is, "I miss the man I didn't appreciate." And you'll just smile, because you know the truth. You didn't change for her. You changed because losing her showed you how much more you could become without her. Drop your thoughts below. Do you believe silence and growth are a man's greatest form of closure? Chapter 3. When her regret turns into realization. Regret is a strange thing. It doesn't always show up immediately. It waits. It hides in the corners of her mind, silent at first, until life begins to humble her. And when it does, it hits her harder than she ever imagined, because one day she'll wake up next to someone new and feel nothing. No warmth, no security, no connection that goes beyond surface-level emotions. She'll laugh, but it won't feel the same. She'll be held, but it won't feel like home. And in that moment, she'll realize the man she truly needed was the one she walked away from. At first, she'll try to ignore it. She'll tell herself that what you two had was just another chapter, something she outgrew. But deep down, she knows that's not true. She didn't outgrow you, she outgrew her maturity to handle your love. You were never the problem. Her inability to value you was. And life has a way of teaching lessons through repetition. So she'll meet new men, ones who talk sweet but lack substance, who make promises but vanish when things get tough, who want her body but not her soul. And with each disappointment, she'll remember you. She'll remember the way you listened without judgment, the way you made her feel protected even in silence, the way your love felt safe, stable, and pure. The world told her she could find better, but now she realizes better doesn't always mean wiser, deeper, or real. Now she's haunted by what she threw away. Because the kind of man who loves genuinely doesn't come often. A man who doesn't play games, who gives his all, who stands firm even when it's hard, that kind of man is rare. And she'll learn that the hard way, through loneliness, through emptiness, through quiet nights where she stares at her phone, wishing she could text you. But by the time she gathers the courage to reach out, you're no longer the same man. You've evolved. Your pain turned into patience. Your heartbreak turned into focus. You no longer chase love. You attract peace. And that's the irony of life. The moment she finally sees your worth is the moment you've outgrown her. She'll type that message, "Hey, how have you been?" Not realizing that the man who once waited for her reply now reads it with calm indifference. Not hate, not bitterness, just peace. Because closure isn't something you wait for, it's something you build. And you, brother, have built yours with silence, growth, and purpose. That's when regret becomes her teacher. She starts to see what she lost not through your words, but through your evolution. Your glow becomes her mirror, showing her everything she could have had if she had valued you when she had the chance. Now she understands what real love looks like, not through what she has, but through what she lost. Because every other man will remind her of what you once gave so effortlessly. Your name will echo in her memory when life humbles her, when she craves peace, when she misses being understood without speaking. And the truth is, she'll never find that again. Because when a man loves deeply and walks away maturely, he leaves behind something no other man can imitate, his essence. That essence becomes her ghost, not haunting her out of vengeance, but out of truth. She'll see it when she watches a movie that reminds her of you. She'll feel it when she hears your favorite song. She'll sense it in moments of silence when her new world feels loud but empty. And that's when she'll whisper to herself, "He really loved me, and I let him go." But by then, you'll be too far gone, not in distance, but in evolution. You'll be the man she always wanted, but no longer available to her. And that, brother, is her greatest punishment, knowing she had something divine and traded it for something temporary. So when her regret turns into realization, don't look back. Keep walking forward, because your story was never meant to end in her hands. It was meant to awaken the king within you. Drop your thoughts below. Have you ever had someone realize your value only after you were gone? Chapter 4. His peace becomes his power. There's a certain kind of peace that only comes after heartbreak, a peace that isn't loud or dramatic, but calm, quiet, and unshakable. It's the peace of a man who has seen love, lost it, and learned that losing someone was never the end. It was only the beginning of becoming someone new. When a man heals, the world can feel it. His eyes change, not cold, but calm. His tone changes, not harsh, but controlled. He no longer reacts, he observes, because he finally understands something most people never learn. Peace is power. You see, when a man has peace, he becomes untouchable. You can't manipulate him with guilt, control him with love, or break him with silence. He's seen the storm, walked through it, and realized he didn't need anyone to save him. He was the storm all along. Now he moves differently. He's no longer seeking love to fill his emptiness. He's building love from his fullness. He's not searching for someone to complete him. He's walking in purpose so deeply that love becomes a blessing, not a necessity. He wakes up early, works in silence, and spends time with himself without fear of loneliness. Because a healed man isn't afraid of being alone. He understands that solitude is sacred. It's where kings are formed, and destinies are written. The man who once lost himself in love now finds himself in discipline. He values peace more than passion, truth more than attention, and purpose more than validation. And when he loves again, it's not from a place of weakness, but from strength. He no longer loves to be chosen. He loves because he chooses. That's the transformation most women don't expect. They remember the man who used to chase, the man who used to beg for their time, the man who would have done anything to stay. But when they see him now, calm, grounded, focused, it shakes something inside them because they realize they no longer have access to the man who once made them feel adored. That's what real power looks like, not revenge, not arrogance, but evolution. Because the greatest revenge is not showing how hurt you were. It's showing how much you've grown. It's walking past what broke you and thanking it for building you. It's looking at the pain and saying, "You made me wiser. You made me better." Now she'll watch from a distance, maybe through your success, maybe through your silence, and she'll wonder how you turned your heartbreak into peace. But she won't understand that it was the pain she caused that taught you how to heal. And that's something no apology, no message, no reunion can undo. Because once a man learns that his worth was never tied to being loved, but to being purposeful, everything changes. He becomes selective with his time, disciplined with his emotions, and patient with his destiny. He no longer fights to be seen. He lets his energy speak for him. That's when he becomes truly magnetic. Not because he's trying to prove anything, but because he's finally aligned with who he was meant to be. And the irony is, the peace that made her lose interest before now becomes the same peace she's drawn to again. But it's too late, because he's already found something more powerful than love. He's found clarity. So to every man listening, let this be your reminder. Never lose yourself trying to be loved. Never shrink yourself to be accepted, and never break yourself to be understood, because the moment you choose peace over pain, you step into a higher version of yourself. You stop chasing love and start attracting respect. You stop looking for validation and start walking in purpose. And that's when you become truly unstoppable. Brother, your story doesn't end with heartbreak. It begins with healing. Let your silence speak for you. Let your peace protect you. And let your growth humble those who once doubted your value. Because when a man learns to master his emotions, his focus, and his peace, he doesn't just survive heartbreak. He rebirths himself into a king. Drop your thoughts below. Do you believe a man's peace is his greatest form of power? At the end of the day, brother, remember this. You were never just another man in her life. You were the lesson she needed to grow, and the memory she'll never be able to erase. Because genuine love leaves fingerprints on the soul, and no matter where life takes her, she'll always remember the man who loved her with honesty, loyalty, and depth. But you've evolved. You've turned pain into peace, heartbreak into hunger, and silence into strength. You are no longer chasing love, so you're becoming love. And that's the kind of man this world needs more of. Strong, grounded, disciplined, and wise. So keep walking with confidence. Keep building your legacy, and never forget, your worth doesn't decrease when someone fails to see it. It multiplies when you decide to stop proving it. If this message spoke to your spirit, drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's talk about it. And if you're part of the brotherhood, show your strength. Like this video, share it with another man who needs this message, and subscribe to join the Stoic Golden Tribe. For deeper lessons, private mentorship, and exclusive content made only for men who are ready to rise higher, join our channel membership through the link in the description below. Until next time, stay strong, stay disciplined, stay stoic. This is Stoic Golden Tribe, where men learn not to chase love, but to become the kind of love that never dies.